trusting the process, right? So I think one of our podcast title being respect the game. I think one of the biggest components to respecting the game is trusting the process, no matter how big, no matter how small. Inevitably, the only way you're going to get to where you want to get to in life, no matter what that goal is by simply trusting the process. Um, I don't have the book on me. I know Isaac normally always have it close by, but The Obstacle is the Way. I was reading that book this week, and there was a chapter in there talking about trust the process. That chapter, and like Nick Saban, talking to Nick Saban simply about like, yo, like, how have you created this dynasty, so to speak? And from his perspective, like, his success doesn't truly come from starting out the collegiate season thinking about the national championship at the end of the season in January. Like, it starts off with like, okay, who is on my team? All right, what can they do? Okay, what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Okay, how can we now take this and implement it to beat whoever we play week one? Okay, so on and so forth. That's out the way. Okay, do we have any guys injured? No, everybody's still there. Okay, now how can we take whatever we got and beat week two, and so on and so forth? And so reading that, it kind of like spoke to me, because like I'm trying to like dive deeper and deeper into like the journey of like graphic design, whether that's like with photos or whether that's just like with videos. And so it's just like, I see how great other people are and like the place like I want to get to, and I have come far with it, but at the same time, it's just like, but I'm trying to get to this level. And so, and like reading that book was just like, hey, bro, like, you gotta trust the process. Like, you don't have to go through some shitty graphics. You don't have to go through some, some nightmares of trying to fix this and tweak this a certain type of way for all the video and photographic designers out there who may know my struggle. And so reading that book, reading that chapter, it kind of just, which I always be needing a lot, to just like reset and just remind myself, like write out the plan and just like trust the process to get you to whatever graphic you're trying to build, or i.e. whatever goal you're trying to reach in life. So I think a lot of times, like, that's so, like I said, like, that's forgotten about in terms of trusting the process. We just see like the end goal that we want, but it's like kind of like trying to like reverse engineer, work backwards into like, what are those baby steps? What do I need to do to get here, to get to A? You know what I'm saying? Like, we see A to Z, and like sometimes we kind of blind to like what needs to actually take place between B and was that Y or X or whatever. So yeah, man. So anybody out there, I know y'all want to be great. I know y'all trying to reach heights that y'all never seen before. I know sometimes we just want to spring off and shoot off like a rocket, into the abyss of greatness. But like, the only way to get there is simply by trusting the process. You can't cheat the process. You can't rush the process. You can't manipulate the process. You got to take those fine baby steps throughout the process that's going to get you to where you want to be. So trust the process, beautiful people. Trust your process. No matter how dark it may be, trust the process. The light is at the end of the tunnel.
Wow, beautifully and eloquently put. If I can put a ribbon on that, just to kind of piggyback off what E was saying, man, it's just sometimes we want to end up with wrong, or want to end up in wrong without having to actually take the journey, right? And the blessing is in the journey. A lot of people forget that, right? It's like we live in an instant gratification society. We live in a microwave society. People want it quick. They want now. They want instant results. Come on, man. BBLs at an all-time high. Ass shots at an all-time high. Man, it's getting treacherous out here, man. And it's all stemming right from, hey, I want the results now. Fuck the gym. I know he wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Shit, I wasn't in that bitch shooting with myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's the approach, right? That's the attitude now. But it's so counterintuitive to the actual end result that you want, because like Edward was saying, man, it's no, you don't get something great without going through something of worth great sorrow or um, great trials or tribulations. So it's, hey, enjoy yourself while you're in it, man, and pick out the lessons in every every trial that you kind of go through. Take it with a grain of salt, right? Because your attitude and disposition throughout that entire process is also going to be determining your outcome on the other side. Because it's like the glasses can always either be half empty or it can always be half full, right? So it's, life is literally how we view it and the perspective we put on it. So if you always focusing on the negative, be expecting some bullshit and negative results, right? But if we focus on the good that's happening in the midst of all those things, that'll give you the strength to endure, through the end, and you'll receive your crown at the end. So, hey, stay the course.
Trust the process, beautiful people. Oh, my bad, Daisy.
No, you're good. I just like to get a little bit more specific. My brother spoke very well. Thank y'all so much, man. That was really, really great. But I just wanted to get a little bit more specific. If you have a 9-to-5 and you hate it, if you're not using that 9-to-5 to invest in what your passion really is, that's the reason you hate it. So hurry up and start doing that. And if you don't have a 9-to-5, but you work in this business and you're working and working and working and working, and it's been 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, however many years, and you're like, man, fuck it, I want to put it down and I want to do something else. Don't do that. Keep going, steady ahead, onward and upward. You got this shit.